I'm perfectly okay with getting up and moving. So we'll just, as we're waiting for others, do some of these nice warm-ups to get ready for more warm-ups.
All right.
It's possible we might be the only ones because no one else has come in yet. But Charlotte did say she was planning to attend this morning. Okay, let's do some breathing as we get settled in here. Nice big reach. And then bring the arms down. And we're welcoming Michelle in now. Breathe in and reach up. Spread those ribs out and bring the arms down. A nice full breath in. So bend and lift. Stretch the body out, widen the chest. Bring the hands to the heart center on the exhale. And reach up again. Good morning, Michelle. We have Tom and Julie, me so far. And one more time, up and reach. Palms together, bring them down on the exhale to the chest. And again, reach up. Arms float out to the side and down. Let's take our legs a little farther apart for stability. And we'll take one arm across and then the other arm across. So we're making a big circle in line with our bodies side to side, reaching, and let's spread our fingers too. So we start invigorating the hands all the way out to the fingertips, stretching them, getting them ready to work more. A couple more times. Nice. Okay, so now let's make our hips go in nice circles, reaching out away from our center line, just as far as you feel ready for. And I haven't silenced or muted anybody yet because I just figure somebody else might pop in within the next minute or two, and then I'll do it. A couple more times this direction, and then we'll switch it. Okay, here we go, back the other way. Loosening up the hips, getting a little work going on in our legs. And then two more and back to the center. Okay, all right, so now we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So let's begin with going around in circles towards the back. And then forwards, and we'll go in both directions again after this. And then backwards. I'm going to go ahead and mute us now. So keep going. And then forwards again. Very nice. Okay, so now we have Michelle, we have Debbie too, Tom and Julie. So good morning to all of you. Okay, let's shake our arms a little bit. Then we'll start doing a half bend. So let's bend our knees and reach up, stretching through the body. And then on our exhale, going halfway down, so that we're slightly supported with our arms against the legs, reaching with the head. And then bend the knees a lot and come back up. We'll do that again. Arms down on the exhale, reach forward, hinging from the hips, stretching through the spine. And then bend the knees and come up. Stretch upwards. And then on the exhale, let the arms go out to the sides, straight out to the side this time. Maybe even separate the feet a little more if you want some more stability, and we'll go around in circles. So now we're getting our shoulders and our chest, our upper back nice and worked. And we'll go forwards. And then we'll bring our arms down. Another breath in, so bend and lift. Hands to the heart center as we exhale. Listen to the breath, nice Ujjayi breath here. Breathe in. And exhale, arms out. Nice. Let's take our right arm up and do a shoulder stretch. So bend the elbow, let the hand come up, kind of across to the other shoulder, even down the back if it's possible for you today. And then reach up with the other hand. So just go only as far as is comfortable. Move the arms around as you need to in order to keep the head up above the body. Take one more breath here. And I know everyone's breath is a different volume, so you might have to, you can be a little bit off from our timing if you need to. Reach up, a big breath. Switch to the other side. Let that arm go across the hand, reaches for the shoulder or down the back. Head above the body, and we just wait for our shoulder. Give it a little time to adjust and stretch. And then we'll lift the arms up. Bring the arms down. And we're going to take our hips back as we bend the knees, trying to still be able to see our toes, keeping the spine straight. So you can place your hands above the knees. This is a modification of our chair pose. And then if you can, lift the arms in front and even up above if you're able to. And then lift up again. And now we're going to go into some sun salutations. Let's bend forwards. Nice. Bending of the knees is fine as we reach forwards. And then come up to a flat back. Breathing in. Stretching the head forwards. Exhale down. Place the hands on the mat and step back with the right foot. And we'll do that left twist. Left arm goes out to the side and then up. Fingers are spread. And see if you can press the right heel down a little bit so that we stretch the calf muscle. And breathe. Our drishti or our gaze is out to the left, maybe even up a little higher if that's comfortable. Then bring the left arm down and let's step into plank. Take a nice big breath in plank. And then with the elbows in, come on down, closer towards the floor. Maybe the chest touches or the knees, and swoop up into cobra. Then let's turn our toes under and rock and press back into our first down dog of the day. and walk the dog. Rolling through the feet, letting the hips move around a little bit. And then we'll stretch into our down dog by reaching the hips back and lowering the shoulders. And then we'll step up to our hands, hanging forward fold again. Come up to a flat back, reaching the head forwards. On the exhale, back down and forward fold. And keeping the knees bent is fine, especially at the beginning of class. Then swoop the arms out and up as we breathe in. Reach up. Bring the hands to the heart center. We'll stand in mountain pose. The toes are a little closer than the heels. Draw the shoulder blades in. And we're lifting through the head, so the head's above the body. Now focus on your Ujjayi breathing here. And even close the eyes if you're able to still maintain your balance. Feel the breath entering the body, filling the lungs. Even down low into the belly, nice full Ujjayi or a full yogic breath. And then we'll start the other side. Bend the knees, reach down and then up. Stretch upwards. Now let's come down into a forward fold again. Breathe into a flat back. Exhale down, forward fold. And now step back with the left foot and we'll twist to the right. Right arm goes out to the side and then up. And we allow the spine to get a nice twist. Press the left heel back, spread the fingers. So we're invigorating the right hand now. That hand on the mat, the fingers are spread as well to more evenly distribute the weight on the hand. And now we'll bring our right hand back to the mat, step back into plank, and take a nice big breath. On the exhale, we'll lower down, keeping the elbows in and touching maybe the knee, the chest. Come up into cobra. Turn the toes under, rock back into our down dog and let's walk the dog. Letting the head hang down. And then let's press into our down dog. Reaching back with the hips, lowering the shoulders. Then we'll step or jump up to our hands, hanging forward fold. Come up to a flat back. And forward fold again. And then we'll do our reverse swan. Arms out and lift, hinging from the hips all the way up. Breathing in, reaching. And another mountain pose. Again, if you can close your eyes, draw the shoulder blades together so the shoulders will roll back and down. If the hips or the pelvic floor, if you feel like you're tipped forwards or back, just bring it back to the middle. We'll breathe here a couple more times. This might be a nice time to set an intention for today's class. Or you could dedicate your practice this morning to someone if you prefer that. And then we'll bring our arms down. Let's swing them forward and back. We're going to do a little bit of work up on our toes and tricep building also. So first, loosening the joints, swinging the arms forward and back. Then we'll take our arms forwards and lift up onto the toes as much as you can and reach with your hands. Just a nice balanced practice and strengthening in the ankles and the feet. And then we'll come down. If you come up and down, that's fine. And then take the hands behind, palms up, lift the hands behind you so that you feel the back of the upper arms working. And let's swing the arms again a few times. And then we'll go forwards and up into our on the toes practice, reaching, lifting just as high as you can. And then bring it down and swing the arms again. We'll take it back for a little more tricep work. Arms back, palms lifted, and feel the work going on in the upper arm at the back. And then bring the arms down to the sides. Nice. Let's do a little more warm up with our swim stroke. So take the right arm forward, swivel to the side, reach, and we'll take the left arm, swivel to the left side, reach all the way around. Okay, so go ahead and do this. You can speed it up if you prefer, or you can go with your breath, breathing in as you reach up and slowly coming down and exhaling, or you can do it fast. It's up to you. And swivel each time to the side. And then we'll go forwards. You might even feel the stretch coming from the hip area, the low back, especially if you reach quite a bit. And bring it down. Okay, we're going to go down on our hands and knees for a little bit. So let's take our arms up again. A big breath in, expand the ribs. And then come down to a forward fold. Just go down as far as it's comfortable. Then bend the knees, place the hands on the floor. We'll step back this time and into our down dog and stretch into it. Then we're going to go into three-legged dog. So first let's lift our right leg. Reach it back there. And just go up as high as it's comfortable. Then we're going to bring our knee forward. So we'll be taking our shoulders forward as well. Bring the knee into the chest. And then on the inhale, reach back and up. Bring the knee forwards and in. Back and up. And then we'll bring that foot down and start with the left one. Three-legged dog. Lift the left leg. Just go straight back. The hips are square. Then we'll start bringing the knee forwards and in. You'll feel your core muscles working here. Stretch it out and up. Breathing in. And then exhale forwards and in. Since we're compressing through our midsection, then we're expanding. So we breathe in as we lift that leg up again. And bring the leg down. Come down on the knees. And take the hips back into child's pose. Bring the hips as low as you comfortably can towards the heels. The arms can stand in front. And then let's let our forehead come down as far as it's comfortable. Bring it ourselves down closer to the mat. Rest the forehead on the mat if you can reach. And now listen to your breath. Nice, audible, ujjayi breathing. And just stay focused and avoid all the chatter that the mind likes to go to for some reason. We can just listen to our breath instead and be able to relax more in our practice. Now let's stretch one side. So let's walk the hands over to one side. Maybe even stack the far-reaching hand on top. And feel that nice stretch along the rib cage and the shoulder, maybe along the waist. Breathe down from the hips. Nice side stretch. And we'll walk the hands into the center. Take a nice breath in. And take them over to the left on your exhale. Maybe stack that other hand on top and breathe. Relax into the pose. The more relaxed we are, the more easily the muscles stretch. And then back to the center. Come up on all fours. And we'll go into some cow and cat, flexing the spine and curving it upwards. Reaching with the top of the head. Reaching back with the hips. And then coming up into a nice cat, curving the back, drawing the abs in towards the spine. The fingers are nicely spread. And the shoulders are above the wrists. Cow, big breath in. Exhale into cat again. And then go ahead and do cow and cat at your own pace for 5 or 6 more times. Really working on the spine to make more room between the vertebrae. And get the muscles to work along together so we increase our flexibility and strength. Nice stretching. You can even close your eyes during this. So wherever you are in your cow cats, let's go ahead and do one more full one and then come back to neutral. And then neutral, let's bring our forearms down to the mat. The hands still stay connected all the way out into the fingers. And we're going to turn our toes under and lift the knees off the floor. Try to straighten the legs a bit and come down with the forehead or the top of the head into our dolphin. And once we're kind of here, you can feel your chest and body sinking down towards the floor, but the shoulders stay up. They are our support. bring the knees back down and come up on our knees. So slowly, just in case your blood pressure needs to adjust a little bit. So we're on our knees with the knees about hip distance or even shoulder distance apart. You need a little extra width there. We're going to lean back a few times, just leaning back, keeping the body and legs in line, and come back up. Lean back a little, and come back up. And the last one, lean back a little, and then come back up. We're going to go into some half camels. So we're going to take our right hand behind, so we twist a little to the side, and then our right hand is going to reach for our right heel. If it doesn't make it all the way, then just come back up and try again, and come back up. Let's lift our left arm if that works for you. And then if that's working fine, you can try pressing the hips forwards so that you get a nice curve in your camel. And then you can feel your hips and thighs stretching forwards. And then we'll release our right-sided camel. Come up, let's take a breath in, just for a nice break. And let the arms come down to the sides. And give the arms a little shake to loosen up those shoulders. And then we'll take our arm back to this left side. Lean back. Maybe you can reach the heel. If not, come up and go back down for a couple times. And then if you can reach it, put a little weight on it. And this time, lift the right arm forward or up. And then see if you can press the hips forwards and get a curve in your camel, half camel. We'll just do half camel as opposed to all camel today. And then come back up. So that's kind of our challenging pose. So now let's come back down onto our heels. And we're just going to do a little bit of a twist to the side. So just take the right hand across. So if this seated position isn't really working for you, your asana, then we can, you can go ahead and sit a different way or stand. So we're just going to take the right hand over to the left side of the left leg and take the left hand behind us, just for a nice little seated twist. And back to the center and over to the other side. Nice little seated twist over here. And back to the center. Let's bring our hands down in front and turn the toes under, press up into a down dog again. Getting a lot of down dogs in today. Reach back with the hips, lower the shoulders, stretch into your down dog. And then from downward facing dog, we'll walk or jump our hands and feet. Our feet up to our hands, hanging forward, come up and up. Flat back. Another chance to stretch the spine and go forwards. Keep the knees bent if you need to. Arms to the sides and come all the way up and reach. And bring the arms down. Okay. We're going to take a short break for a drink or whatever you need, and then come back and we'll do some more. And when you come back, so since everyone's maybe not back yet, sway from side to side, loosen the low back up a little bit. Swaying with the hips. Nice. You can let the head go the same direction as the hips, so you get your neck a little bit loosened up too. Good. Okay, so now we are going to do a shorter series of Virabhadrasana or warrior. So let's stand with our feet together and then reach the right foot back. Sink into warrior one, into a nice lunge, first of all. The hips are facing straight ahead. And then we're going to take our arms forwards. And if you can, take them up. Ideally, the arms are out to the sides of the ears. And then if you are able to lift your gaze or your drishti up higher, then you can do that now. We'll just stay in each of these just a few breaths this time. So let's lift up on the inhale, turn the back foot out about 90 degrees, twist the upper body to the side, arms forward and back, and sink into the lunge again. So this time our right hip is open, our arms are in a line with the legs parallel with the legs. And then we can feel whether our feet have arches in them and the ankles are supported. If the arches have collapsed downward, just see if you can roll the foot a little bit outward and lift through the instep. Cool. Now let's lower the right arm, lift the left one, turn the palm back, stretch that arm up, and then lower the right hand down the leg so you curve a tiny bit towards the back. And make sure if you can feel your left knee still pointing straight ahead. Then we're going to come back up to our warrior two. And we'll modify our triangle today. We're going to bend from the hips forwards and bring the elbow down to the knee. And lift the right arm. So everything is in the same plane except for our left hand. Now roll that back, right shoulder back a little. And stretch from the hips forward through the crown of the head. So you stretch the spine a bit more and low down. Then come back up and turn to the right side. Arms are out. Feet are forwards. We're going to bend our knees and go into goddess pose. Bent knees, arms bent. Breathe in and lift, stretching upwards. Exhale again, goddess pose. Draw the shoulder blades together. That helps the shoulders roll back and down too. And then lift. And then bring the arms down, and we're going to face back towards the front, towards our left foot, and step forwards. And walk it out a bit. And before we go to the other side, we're going to separate the feet enough so we can do the twist. So we really loosen up through the hips and the low back. So let's go ahead and do the twist. Put a little weight on one foot. Shift to the other side. Put the weight on the other foot. So we get more bone building, weight bearing exercise. Another time on each side, and then we'll go ahead and begin our Virabhadrasana or warrior poses with the other foot in front. Okay, so standing at the front of your mat, go ahead and step this time back with your left foot. Slowly sink in to the lunge with that right knee above or behind the right ankle. The hips are low and the body straight up from the hips. And we're going to take our arms forwards and up. And then our gaze can go part way up or all the way up, whatever is right for you. So just listen to your own body and do what's right for you today. Because even if yesterday it was fine and today maybe it's not, that's fine. Every day is a little different too. Then let's lift up, turn that back foot out, twist the upper body to the side, arms go forward and back, and look, if you can, look out beyond the right hand, bend the right knee. Now we're in warrior two. So see if you can draw the shoulder blades together. So we keep promoting a nice straighter spine, building the muscles that help the spine stay straight in the upper body, in the thoracic region. Then let's lower our left hand, reach up with the right and turn the palm back a bit. So we can slide the left hand down and realize a nice curve. Our gaze goes however far upwards. It can even be out at an angle if your neck is not quite ready to do too much bending back and looking up. And then come back to our warrior two. Lean forward from the hips and bring the elbow down to the knee. And then lift the left arm, roll the left shoulder back. And stretch from the hips through the crown of the head. So reach outward. Feel that nice stretch from the spine as the rooster gets closer. And then we're going to come up and turn to our left side now. We'll do a nice forward bend. So this is a beautiful thing about roosters. They remind us to keep our focus on our breath. So let's bend forwards. Check that you have arches in the feet. Place the fingertips or the hands on the floor. Keep as much bend in the knee as you need to. And get the feeling of hanging the upper body from the hips, kind of de-weighting the spine here. Let the head come down if that's something that you can do. If you're prone to vertigo, you might want to avoid that. Now we're going to bend our right knee and get a nice stretch in the inner left leg. Then we'll come back up into the center. Bend the left knee and feel the stretch in the right inner leg. It's a nice stretch. I'm going to shift my hands a little to the side that's bent. And then we'll come back up with the hips into the middle. Let's walk our hands around to our either side of our right foot. Turn the feet back towards the front. And then sort of control, bring that left foot forwards. Bend the knees, come up like a rag doll very slowly so that the blood pressure has time to adjust. And we sort of roll the spine upwards, bring the shoulders up, and finally the head. So speaking of the head, let's stand comfortably and turn the head from side to side. This activity is purported to help avoid vertigo. So we'll just do that a few more times. And then we're going to nod the head up and down. It's not our full range of motion, but a nice nod. Not reaching, but just going up and down. A few more times. We're going to let our chin come down towards the chest to stretch the back of the neck. And breathe. Nice. And then we'll roll our right ear toward the right shoulder. Just slowly roll it that way. So we tilt the head to the side. The shoulders stay down. Then slowly roll back to the center, as long as this feels good. And then roll over to the other side. Shoulders stay down. Roll back to the center. Bring the head up. Bend the knees. Take a nice breath in and reach. And then bring the arms down. We're going to go into tree pose today for another balance pose besides going on the toes. So we'll be standing on our one leg. If you need to hold on to a piece of furniture or the wall, go ahead and reposition yourself. Once there, bring that. I'm going to give directions based on standing on my right leg. So bring the left leg in. Tighten up the abs, so draw the belly in and upwards, so you're nice and sturdy between the hips. Then lift the foot off the floor if you're able to. You can always pivot on top of the toes if you need that. And then lift the foot to the side of the ankle. You can even bring it up to the groin area if you want, just not the knees. Bring the hands to the heart center. Feel if your hip has gone out a bit to the side. If it has, see if you can draw it back in. Now reaching up through the legs, through the hip area, and now the rest of the spine as we take the hands above the head. Once here, the elbows go out to the sides. And then if you're able to bend, unbend the arms anymore, go ahead and try straightening the arms. Maybe focus on one point, which will help calm the mind and maybe help you balance a little easier. All right, that looks nice. And then we'll take the arms out to the sides. When we do this, you get to practice drawing the shoulder blades in again. Palms up in a nice receiving position. Symbolic of being willing to take in new information. Relax here as best you can, breathing, listening to your breath if you are able to. Then we'll take the arms back up. Bring the hands to the heart center. Take another breath in. And then we'll lower the limbs down and walk it out a bit. Very nice. All right, now the other side. So stand on the left foot, bring the right foot close, draw the abs in, lift the toes up, turn the knee outwards. Maybe check the hips at this point. This time, bring the hands up to the heart center or in front of the sternum. Breathe slowly. Start taking the hands up. Focus the gaze on one point if that's helpful to you. And then take the arms straighter if you want to try that. Ideally, the arms are out from the ears. Maybe even touching. Breathe, listen to your breath. If you can't hear it, you can try to tighten the vocal cord area a little more. So it's more like a loud, whispery, breathy sound. Then let's bring our arms to the sides. Draw the shoulder blades in. And we'll lift the arms up again. Bring the arms down to the heart center. Take another breath in. And then relax the arms and leg down and walk it out. Nice. All right, so let's take another drink so we stay hydrated, and then we'll come down on the floor. We'll start with our legs propped up against something. You can have them on the seat of a chair or against a piece of furniture. So go ahead and get down there. So once there, we're going to take our arms up and over our heads for a nice big breath in. And then exhale, bring the arms down to the hips alongside the body. And now an angel wings up along the floor, just hovering or sliding on the floor. Take them up as high as it's comfortable. Sometimes people have issues with their upper arms, so it's up to you how far you're going to go. Just make sure you're still comfortable. Bring the arms back down. And now we're going to bring our knees into our chest. Just stretch the low back and get those hips loosened up. And now let's take our arms and legs up and flex and point. Loosening up the wrists and the ankles and building some muscle as we pull and push forward and back. Stretching specific areas, like now we're going to stretch the calf. Let's draw the feet towards the body. So flexing and forward folding or pointing and flexing again. Then pointing again. And then we'll go in circles. Right. And then back the other way. And then let's let the legs rest again against the furniture. Take another breath in with our arms up and over. Exhale, bring the arms to the sides. And then, since time is going by, I want to keep us on schedule. We're going to bring our knees back in, place the feet on the floor. You might have to roll a little to the side. So if you're no longer parallel with your mat, go ahead and walk the feet and hips and shoulders round until you are. We're going to do a nice full spinal twist today. So let's straighten the left leg all the way out. And lift the hips and move them a little to the right. Place the left hand on the outside of the right knee and roll the knee across. And then reach the right arm way out to the right side. Let the shoulders sink down towards the floor. And then turn your head as far to the right as is comfortable. So we get a range of motion stretch with our neck. So now we fully engage the whole spine. And then once your head's over there, close your eyes. Allow the muscles around the eyes to relax. Relax the forehead and the crown of the head. Any muscles you feel around your skull, just release them. Breathe. You don't need to keep your hip muscles areas or your thighs flexed. You can relax different muscles throughout the body too. Gravity is doing most of the work to increase any twist, but you can always lay a little more weight with your left hand if you want. And then we'll slowly roll back to the center. Bend the left knee, scooch the hips into the middle. And before we stretch out our right leg, we're going to lift our hips up into a half bridge. Half because our shoulders stay on the ground. So our arms can be along the floor and our hands can lightly press into the floor, or we can weave our fingers together in a Venus position, mudra, and lift the hips up. So when our hands are woven together, and that hand position is called Venus, and that's one of many mudras we do with our hands. And then we'll slowly replace our spine one vertebra at a time onto the floor like an unfurling. And then stretch the right leg out, lift the hips so you can move them an inch or two to the left. And let's take that left knee across with the right hand. Reach the left arm out, lower the shoulder, and then turn the head as far around to the left as you comfortably can. And breathe. Listening to your breath. This time we'll focus on relaxing some of the other muscles of the face. So the cheeks can relax up near the eyes, out towards the ears, near the mouth and the nostrils. Just relax those muscles as best you can. Relax the upper lip, the lower lip, even the tongue. Let it just rest in the mouth. And also the jaw on both sides. See if you can notice a loosening of the jaw. Breathe. If your eyes, the eyelids or the corners of the eyes have tightened up again, you can try to release them down in the forehead, in the crown of the head, maybe the temples. Then we'll slowly roll back to the center. Bend the right knee, scooch the hips into the middle, and let's reach between the knees and grab onto the big toes and rock side to side. So kind of slowing down, getting ready for Shavasana. As we do, our breath gets more relaxed. Our heartbeat might slow down by now a little bit. Let's bring our legs into the middle, knees together. Place the feet on the floor and reach one leg out and then the other. And take a nice full body stretch. Reach with the legs and the arms, spreading out the ribs. And then exhaling and bringing the arms down to the sides, drawing the shoulder blades together, letting the shoulders roll back and down, and have the palms up. Close the eyes, relax. Notice where you feel any tingling or tension. Just notice it and then let your thoughts about it drift away. If you feel like your feet are too much on one side or the other, bring them back so you can have your body in a nice line. And now it's time to practice letting go of all our thoughts possible to enjoying a beautiful Shavasana. I'll be back with you. time to start wiggling your toes and your fingers and bringing your awareness back to our yoga class. Stretch your fingers and your wrists. Take a little time to stretch maybe your wrists by bending the hands forward. If you want to stay lying down, that's perfectly all right. If you'd like to join for some ohms, then sitting up is preferable. You can sit in whatever comfortable position you like. So let's take a nice breath in and stretch the spines again as we reach up and fill the lungs. And bring the arms back down to the heart center, and then we'll take another breath and start our ohms. We'll do 3, so breathe in. Om Shanti, 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 which means peace, peace, peace. Thank you for joining me today. Namaskar. I honor all of you and appreciate that you came. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.
Namaste.
You know,
Thank you.
you know,
All.
all right. You're welcome. Hi, Julie. I just now saw you. I'm glad you're here too. And Michelle and Debbie.
Oh, thank you, NIcole.
You're welcome, Debbie. Have a great
Namaste.
day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Namaste.
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 All right. Hopefully we'll see some of you tomorrow.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Great.
Okay.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye.